Planning on stealing something?
No, ma'am, we're not.
Plan on murdering me in my sleep?
What? No.
Where do you get off?
Just a couple of people who totally got off, bro.
Hey, show us your basement.
What? No.
And welcome to Show Us Your Basement. You're only hearing my voice right now. There's no one else here. We have no Josh, we have no Eric or Edgar. But this is our review for Predator Badlands. So thank you guys for tuning in, for clicking on this video. We really hope that we can entertain you for the next 40 or so minutes, how long this episode is. Before we get into things, I just want to say thank you guys for listening. Really appreciate it. If you haven't yet, please click subscribe, share this with your friends, share with everybody. The holidays are coming up. You know, you're going to need something to listen to with your, I don't know why you'd want to listen to a podcast during Thanksgiving, but you know, just share this with your family and then show them this podcast. I won't, because I don't want to show this to anybody. That, I don't know, that's just a weird thing with me. Forget that I said that. Listen, this episode, we initially were recording it and realized that the audio was cut, so you couldn't really listen to anything because it was not recording. Somehow some shit just happened. Technical difficulties, as they say. So I'm going to be recording this sort of little interlude into the podcast because we don't want you to be confused. So yeah, me and Edgar, we watched Predator Badlands last week, and we've been holding in what we were thinking about this film for a week now, as of this recording. Eric also, as of this recording today, seen Predator Badlands, so he was able to join us. We hopped on Discord, we recorded this episode, and right off the bat, I have to say, Predator Badlands is Show Us Your Greatness. I really, really, really dug this film. It was fantastic from top to bottom. That shocked Eric and Edgar a bit for me to kind of just give the ranking right out the gate. For those who are unaware, for the uninitiated, this podcast is called Show Us Your Basement, where we review films and we rank them from a tier list that goes as follows. Show Us Your Greatness, which is pretty self-explanatory, right? Greatness is just fantastic. A near flawless film, if not flawless. Show Us Your Goodness, which is just a step below that. It's good, has some flaws, but it's still a pretty good movie. Show Us Your Midness, which I know some people might groan at the word mid. It's overused, but it's mediocre, basically, is what Show Us Your Mid is. It has some good, has some bad, but it never really goes and, surpasses goodness, whatever. And then there's Show Us Your Basement, which is what this episode is about. Which is what this podcast is about. And we talk about basement shit, and hopefully we were able to do that more often in the podcast. But that's, you throw it there, you throw away the key and you lock the door, and that's where those movies stay. They're basement, they're terrible, they're awful. And normally we give out these rankings at the end of the episodes, and I just decided, you know what, straight up, Predator Badlands is fucking great, and I'm standing on it. And it's a fantastic film that I think is going to age like fine wine. I could have said Show Us Your Goodness, but let's be honest, I think for me personally, this movie is going to just continue to be great as I continue to watch it. So that's why I just picked Greatness right out the gate, and I think that it was perfectly paced. It also, we didn't talk about this on the episode, but really terrific score. Really love the music in this film. It was fantastic. I keep using that word, but And Dan Trachtenberg, he just did such a phenomenal job. And coming off of Prey, I was just didn't think that there was going to be anything that could top that, but it did. So I was very impressed. Really enjoyed it. I also had to speak to my experience watching this movie in the theaters. listen, I loved Sinners. It was a great film. I think that was my movie of the year before this. But once I watched Predator Badlands, I was like, man, this is film of the year. It's not Oscar worthy, of course not. You know, I mean, there's plenty of films that are like that. But for me personally, I just had such a great time with it. And yeah, I mean, with everything that's going on in the world, without getting too personal and all that kind of stuff, politics aside, sometimes you just want to go to the movie theater and turn your brain off and watch a movie that's just going to whisk you away to another universe. And Predator Badlands did such a fucking great job at that. So it's greatness for me. What you're going to hear now is Eric discussing his thoughts about it. He was a little bit torn about this film because on one hand, it had some really great elements, but on the other hand, he felt it was diluted with its humor, felt forced. It felt like it was sort of touched by the Disney DNA that you see in films nowadays that have gotten this like forced humor, and it feels like it kind of holds back certain of mature elements in the film, etc., etc. So that's what you're going to listen to now. This is where the audio picks up. Again, I apologize. I know this is not an ideal way to kind of segue into this episode, but I think this is still fun. I think you're going to really enjoy it. I hope you do. And if you do, please comment down below and tell us what you think. Did you watch Predator Badlands? I'm really curious to see what other people think about this film. And like I said in the beginning, share, like, review us also wherever you listen to podcasts. That's what's going to keep us alive and growing. And yeah, I mean, without you guys, this podcast is nothing. You know, we really appreciate it. I mean, we probably would have done it anyways, regardless. But with your guys' support, it just means the world. So yeah, here's the rest of that episode. I've been rambling for far too long. I think this is like 7 minutes on. So without further ado, here's the episode. Here's the rest of the recording of Predator Badlands. Mm-hmm.
If we're going to bridge these together, the xenomorphs, I don't think, can exist in a world of goofiness. Like, we're seeing it in Alien Earth, like this weird connection with the synthetic in that movie, like all of a sudden is like communicating with the xenomorphs, and it just doesn't feel like it's going to work. Can you bring that element of goofiness in? And I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can. Anyway, Edgar, I'm going to pass it off to you.
Okay.
No, like, what do you think of what we're talking about just right now?
You know, I agree with Eric.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it kind of took me out of it too, because like you're taking, like you said, Deck, a serious character. He wants to prove himself.
Yeah.
And you're throwing in these jokes and this, you know, yeah, you can see that it's like Disney had a hand in this. So that I would say that's the downside about Badlands. Right? Is that, yeah, you can tell that Disney was involved. They had to throw in a little cute character, like you said, like Gorgru or whatever.
Well, the character's name's not Gorgru. That's from Mandalorian.
Yoda, you know, and yeah, that's why I agree with you too. Like, it kind of tainted it a little bit.
Is there anything else that you didn't like about the film, or was that really the only aspect that you?
Everything that Eric just said, like even the like she was like, okay, I'm used to the no nonchalant, no expression, robotic. And this one, she was like so like, it's not a bad thing, but like it's the opposite. She was like talkative. She was like throwing jokes. Yeah, but like she grows on you. That's the thing, which is, you know,
right.
It's a.
Real quick, David from Prometheus, because this is all wrapped in together now. Are we in agreement? Do you guys agree? I mean, we may not hear the Prometheus references, but we know we're living on the same timeline now. Or we always have been, but this one's really bringing it more together from the two universes. David was like the best adaptation of a synthetic that's sort of like what is that term I'm looking for? Where he's not he has we worry about it in today's world if they become if an AI becomes what's that word, dude? Where it becomes self-aware, kind of. It has like it starts to like become emotional
almost like
in its
defective
own
kind
way.
of, right? Like
Yes, like he's rampant, but they played that very well with David. Like he was a complete outlier, a smooth villain in a way, scary. Like, oh, what's this guy up to? Like the way he operated in that role, in comparison to Thea, I don't even think it's close. Though I do think it was a good character. It was just I don't think it measures up the same because she seemed like a little bit of like a little bit of a rampant AI, self-aware, emotional, and they do acknowledge like, well, we're supposed to have emotions to sympathize, or they were talking about it in the movie where they were designed to be that way, but
to get close to whatever it is they were trying to like extract so they can feel the pain or whatever, something like that. I think
yes, exactly. So they can kind of like basically feel their pain, but is that going to hold up?
I mean, look, we're now starting to really get into some sort of spoiler territory, right? So at the end, for those who haven't seen it yet, recommend you get off, watch the movie, then come back and then watch the movie because we are going to start getting to some spoiler territory here in 3, 2, 1. So when Deck goes back and kills his father, we see, he's welcomed now by the clan. He's a new clan leader and everything. And then we see another ship coming in the distance. He says it's his mom. And obviously there's going to be a continuation from Badlands. And people are theorizing that now we're going to start to bring in more characters from like the other films. We might see Schwarzenegger come back. We might see Danny Glover's character come back. I don't know his name. I'm sorry. I haven't seen Predator 2 as much. But still, right? We're bringing all these characters from all these different franchises. You're not going to be able to, at least in my opinion, have the same type of, vibe that this movie gives off, where it does have like heart, has those heartwarming moments. It's going to have to be rated R. It's going to have to be a little bit more darker. And to Eric's point, can they maintain what they have here or evolve it to be something more darker, where it does sort of maybe narrow the scope of the audience and have it be more so for Alien fans, Predator fans, and not.
I want to say darker. I'm saying mature.
More mature. That's probably the word I'm looking for. Can they do that? I think that's where we start to really get to some shaky territory, because we can all agree that Dan is building towards something really big here, right? Like he's creating his own sort of like Avengers level movie here, where we're going to see a lot of different characters, different creatures pulled from all these universes. Are they going to be able to really nail it? I think there's something that Josh talks about here on the podcast a lot, which, I remember him talking about Dune and Dune 2, and he thinks those movies are fantastic, but he can't really.
Oh, he thinks they're the greatest of all time.
He thinks they're great, but I know that he's told me before that he can't really like say definitively that they're going to be like withstand the test of time until that third one comes out. And I think the same thing goes for this one. When we see that next sequel, which I'm guessing is going to tie everything up in a nice bow, is it going to really stick the landing? And is it going to be a good set of films with Prey, Killer of Killers, Badlands, and then whatever else, Dan has cooking up? That's why I think we can start to talk about whether or not, because you said it, Eric, like this movie may not age as well as time goes on. And I think that is interesting. It may not. I still think for right now it is great, and I think it's going to continue to sort of be one of my favorites out of the series. But you're absolutely right when it comes to that, man. Like that is.
Well, because think about it, this new Kalisk character, the Beast.
Yeah.
It is now pretty clear this is going to be kind of like a pet. It feels that way, and they're going to have this little trio, which is going to be Thea, this Kalisk, and then you've got Deck. And I feel like Deck is, I love the character, love this character. This is like an important character. But are these other two going to hold him back? and how great they can be. I love the dynamic of bringing in this mother. I want to see this. This had me like, whoa, I want to see that. Like, it leaves you wanting, like, okay, I want to see this continue. I worry that there's going to be some elements of this that are going to hold it back, and that worries me because I don't want to see. I want to see a good crossover with the Xenomorphs. And look, if they decide they want to bring back some of these old characters, Schwarzenegger's Dutch and Danny Glover's character. Let me look his name up real quick.
Okay.
Lieutenant Mike something. Anyway, I don't.
Maybe Adrian
I don't know
Brody's
if that's
characters
necessary.
too. You know, from Predators. Maybe he'll
Yep,
come back
Adrian
too.
Brody's. I mean, let's be careful here because these guys are coming from. Predator 2 was not good, but it was intense and very adult, very violent. Like bringing him into this new fold, like how well can these characters like be brought back in? I don't think we need to see Arnold Schwarzenegger. I know that's just like kind of just theories, and we're just making shit up at this point. I don't know if I want to see that, but you know how Hollywood is. They're gonna do what they're gonna do to get people in the seats, but I don't know if I want to see that. I worry that this little calloused pet and this character Thea could turn into a ball and chain of great, like it could hold the greatness back. And
okay,
I'm worried. I can't see a movie. I was already pretty disappointed with Ridley Scott and what he did with Alien Covenant, right? With Prometheus and the engineers. Like, can you see that? I mean, that's not goofy, right? You were very critical of that, understandably. And I'm looking at this like, this is fucking goofy compared to like that. Like, this is serious. Like, Wayland Yutani's character, played by, was it Guy Pearce? Is that his name?
Yeah.
He's a great Wayland dude. Like a very like intense character. Like he is the embodiment of a psychopath, but a psychopath CEO, but he's so innovative and pushing forward and so progressive. Like they built that character well. And I'm like, okay, now we're going to have a pet dog, like ripping apart xenomorphs. Is that going to happen? I don't know if that's going to happen, but can you imagine that? Can either of you?
No, not really.
Not you. You can't.
No.
Really. Speak more to that.
It's like he said. How's that type of creature can take down a xenomorph? You know, I don't know. I just agree with what Eric was saying. But like you said, who knows? We got to see the third act, or this next sequel, and see how it goes. You know.
Well, I think that goes back to what I was saying about just my experience watching this movie in the theater and just turning my brain off. And I think that is something that is important to do as well. Is I think just sort of look at what the director's doing and being like, okay, let's let them cook. Let's see what they have up their sleeve. And
I understand that.
Yeah, I'm not going to be super hypercritical as of yet. So far, he's knocked that out of the park 3 out of 3. Like if you see the last, so Prey was great, Killer of Killers was received well, and so was this. I don't have any doubt that he won't stick the landing. So I don't know. I'm just like, let's see where he goes with this, because I really enjoyed this movie. It was a fun.
This was
time.
a great pivot. This was a great pivot. I agree, 100%, dude. Like I love that they gave us the angle from the Yautja perspective, because I think we needed it, because we've always known that they're a highly intelligent species.
Yeah.
They're human-like, so they're relatable. So I think building a character from their side is great, because I think Alien vs. Predator tried to do that, and they didn't do it very well. You know what I mean? Like, this is kind of rectifying that. They're like, okay, we're not going to do this, like throw this in last minute, try to like do this little bonding moment. Like they decided, nope, we're going to build this story around their character. And I love it. And I do think you can blend him with some human characters down the road.
Right.
I just don't have a lot of faith in how Disney wants to do this. And to your point, who's the I'm sorry, you keep talking about the guy who's doing this. What's his name?
Dan Trachtenberg, I believe his name.
Okay, right. He's off. I like what he's doing. I agree with you.
Yeah.
He's Alien Romulus was phenomenal, but it's a side quest, and it kind of feels like it's dead end. But it was good. It was great. It was nice to get like a good Alien movie, but it feels like a dead end, right? Like probably not gonna see that side of that story come back into the fold at any point, which sucks, but it is what it is. Alien does need some help here. I think the Alien side needs to be picked up by the Predator side, and I think that this is building to that, and I'm excited. And but I'm looking at 2 Disney products now, and I'm worried, man. I'm worried. I'm worried because of how Alien Earth is going. I'm a little worried by the DNA of Disney seeping their way into this. And and look, these are the times. This is where we're at now. Like, it's changed. This is what we have to expect now. Like, it is what it is. We have to just kind of, well, this is what they want to do. This is how they reach to a larger audience. Like, you can kind of bring in the more youthful audience with this type of movie. But I don't know. I just think there's so much history built into these two franchises, and they've been brought together so many times. We've never really seen a great crossover. This is definitely, I think, the best crossover, and we haven't even gotten to the Xenomorphs yet.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, look. So, sort of, just so that we can continue talking about this movie specifically. Let's kind of stay in the realm of this film, right? What are some moments in this film that really stuck out to you that you really enjoyed, right? You talked about the ones that didn't land for you as well, Eric, but what were some moments that really stood out that you like, oh, this is fantastic, I love this sequence, this moment? Like, let's talk, I guess, some more of the highlights of the film, the things that we really
I think the opening act, dude, but with Deck and his brother, what a great opening act. They established right away that this is like a big brother and little brother putting each other to the test. Like, prove yourself to this family, prove yourself to this clan. It was done so well, and there was a lot of emotions into it. You gravitated to it. It was very, it felt relatable. It was very human. It was a very human element, and that to me was just a great. I haven't seen a movie open up that well in a long time. Like that was a great opening to a movie. And I honestly, I think the ending when he faced his dad, his father at the end, right? Like, that was a great moment too. Like, it really, like, it started with him going through his trials with his brother, and then having to watch his dad kill his brother because his brother didn't want that burden. And he did what he could to save him, to say, hey, prove yourself to us, and I'm going to sacrifice myself. And for him to go through these battles in this movie, like, every battle was well done. Like, he's always thinking about, like, you give up too easy. I'm going to find a way to get this hunt. Like, I just loved how each of those sequences, like, those were the moments in the movie that kept me just dialed in. Like, you're rooting for this character. You want to see this character come out on top and not fail. Like, and it comes from the way they opened it. So the entire time, that was what it was for me. Everything about it in that regard. And I do think they felt like they blended a little bit of the original Predator in there they kind of reversed the role of him and Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was him having to kind of like, I got to put together things in my surroundings. I really like that moment. To overcome the odds at the end, right? It felt like they added that in there. Maybe I'm the only one who saw that, but I appreciated that as a little callback to, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character Dutch having to do that, the original film, having to find a way to defeat him with nothing. So you saw that, like, he was using the environment to help him overcome this battle, this test, right? And so, done very well. Yeah. Very well. That got me excited.
That was great. I mean, I enjoyed all of that as well. Edgar, what about you? Like, what did...
I want to piggyback on what Eric said. The first act, the opening to the film was great. I don't know if you guys pay attention to the details in the beginning, right? Like, first, I like how they established, like you said, the brothers, right? I guess the younger one, the oldest one, he's all like muscular, buff. Yeah. And we have Deck, who's like a scrawny little,
Did you say Geck?
I said Deck.
I thought you said Geck. I was like, what the fuck is Geck?
Right? But there was this moment when Deck goes into, like, in the ship, right? And he says, "Oh, you still have this? Why do you still have this toy?" Yeah. Or whatever, right? it reminds me of you. You saved me.
Mm.
Right? I think that's what he says. And he's I forgot how it goes. And he said, I think it was Deck who said, well, yeah, I lost one of my fangs.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, it's the one in the bottom. Like, it's not so, like, sharpened and, like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where it comes to play, where he couldn't kill his brother because he saved him.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, I couldn't do that to a person who saved me before. I know he has potential. Yeah. That's why I don't think he could have, you know.
Well, there's also this, like, contradicting thing between, like, you know, how the Yautja say, like, you can't, what was that opening quote? Like, they're predators to everyone, they're prey to none, and, like, they're friend to nobody. And what is, like, immediately established is that his brother, like, they are friends. They have helped each other.
Mm-hmm.
Already there's kind of a contradictory sort of statement there, you know? And I think it's about Deck really kind of accepting that he can't do this alone. He has to do this with help. And, you know, that's why I can also see why the inclusion of having Bud and what's Elle Fanning's character again? What's her name?
Thea?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Having her in there as well. Yeah. It's like, I can see why that all kind of wraps around in the end. Like, he's not alone anymore. He's got his friends and
not only that, if I felt like the pack, or what's his what do you call it? Not the pack.
His clan.
I don't feel like, even though he came back and had this trophy, to them he was never gonna be into their, like, seeing potential in their eyes. That's why in the end of the film, like, he calls, when he looks at Thea, it's like basically saying, "You guys are my pack. You're my clan." Yeah.
Which I really like that too.
He had to face his dad.
Yep.
Yeah. And I like that. That was cool. Yeah. We had to go back to that. You know. I enjoyed when he finally lands on that planet. I think this is something the director pointed out too. Like, you see all of the tools at his disposal, and you get to see everything that he's gonna, or you think he's gonna be able to use, and then it all gets snatched away in that first, like, 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, when he lands, and he loses every weapon that he has,
the crossbow, the bombs, everything, and you're thinking, like, damn, this guy's prepared, and it gets stripped away from him in the first 5-6 minutes, and then actually that is when the title sequence, boom.
Oh yeah,
Predator Badlands, and like now he's in it.
The title sequence segue was.
It was
perfect,
dude. I love that.
I love when a movie can do that. Like, when they don't just, like, throw it in your face, like in the credits, like the opening credits. Like, they let the movie play out to almost forget what you're watching. Like, you know what you're watching, but you get so dialed in on this opening scene, and then it's like, boom, Predator Badlands. Like, couldn't have been more perfect. Like, that almost felt perfect. And to your guys' point, he did lose all of his traditional weaponry that you're used to seeing these characters have. And I actually thought that was great, because it showed, like, okay, we're going to put, the tables have turned, and we're going to put this Yautja character, he's up against all odds, and he's got to figure it out.
Yeah.
And it was perfect, dude.
It was perfect, and it also, like, I think another reason why I love this movie was, it felt like a video game too. It felt like it just, like,
boss fights.
Like, boss fights.
Well-timed boss fights.
You got the tutorial, sort of, like, you get to see how he's, like, figuring out all the different plants and all the different, like, what they all do. And
I don't. This is just because you're on the topic. I don't know if it's the director who they interviewed. But he said, I'm a big fan of video games.
Yeah.
And the one that points out it was a Shadow of Colossus. I can see that
Shadow
here.
of the Colossus, Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Just like those, like, you can see the influences here. And I love when directors pull from that medium, from video games, because video games are fucking great, and they have some really great stories. And I think if done right, you can pull some pretty cool, like, elements from those games and pull it and put in this.
Like how you notice towards the end, like you said, he lost everything, right? All the tools he had, but at the end, he had similar ones, right? Like the
little slug thing that was on his shoulder that like spit the acid or
it
whatever.
was kind of like the what's it called?
The plasma cannon.
Yeah,
that was like his version of the plasma cannon.
Yeah, he made his own mask.
He made his own mask. Everything, like you can tell, like he used his environment. Like to Eric was saying, like, like that inverse with Dutch. Mm-hmm. It also felt like an inverse of Prey, right? Like in Prey, it was the human trying to test herself by fighting against this predator. Now it's the predator testing himself against even a bigger threat, right? Because even his brother was like, even our dad's afraid of
this thing,
this beast, you know.
Yes.
So I really like that. That was really cool. You know, I appreciate that.
I think Prey. When I look at Predator and I look at Prey, I think those are the top two. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Edgar, where are you at on this movie? Do we want to get to that?
Yeah.
We want
to. Let's get to it. You already know mine, so we're not going to get into mine.
Edgar, why don't you go?
Stand firmly on greatness.
Goodness, it's a fun film, beginning to end. Mm-hmm. Even though with the flaws that we just mentioned, right? The Disney touch that you can see.
Yeah.
Right, but it didn't lose the DNA of the Predator, which I liked. That's the thing that I was worried about. But like we were just talking about earlier, you gotta soon we're gonna get that sequel if it happens, right? And that determines if where this Alien and slash Predator franchises go, because like I said, it's owned by Disney now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's a goodness for me. Mm-hmm.
It's goodness. All right, Eric. I know, like it seemed like you were saying a lot more negative than positive, but I know you did have a good time with this movie. But go ahead. What are you ranking it?
This might be one of the hardest movies I've ever thought to judge. Really? Seriously, okay. And I'm just a guy. What do I know? But I don't think I've ever experienced a movie where I had so many highs and then went so low in moments.
Mm-hmm.
So I from 100 to 0. This is a tough one. This is a very tough one for me to rate.
Yeah.
We've been dying. I know for me, that sits on the Alien side of it. I've always really loved the Predator films in tow with it. I want to see a good crossover, a good universe built here. I do. Okay. And I also, we've talked about this before. I do think when you're building these movies and these universes, I think the predecessors will impact how it all shakes out.
Yeah.
And what if it was good, if it's basement, great, right? I'm gonna say this was good.
Okay.
This is show us your goodness, but I had moments of basement, which maybe would have brought it to mid, but I'm thinking about the character Deck and the way they built his character specifically for this to proceed. And I do think about Prey, but I go back to the original and I'm thinking, this is not better than Predator. It's just not.
Okay.
It's just not. It's not even close. And is it fair? Probably not. Probably not fair to say that. That was the original. It's what started it all. I'm going to say good.
All right.
I'm worried this could tank. I'm looking at Alien Earth. I've already said it. I know we're talking about Badlands, but we're starting to cross over here. So,
okay. Did you finish Alien Earth? Is that why you're worried about it?
I finished Alien Earth.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the basement on Alien Earth right now, and I know it's not over. It's not over.
Is there a second season in production or anything for Alien Earth?
It has to.
They announced there will be a second season.
Okay.
Yes, I will watch it.
But okay, all right.
I do think, it's not a one-off. I think might be one by the time we're done with this season.
So it started out well, but ended fucking shitty. You're saying?
Yes, okay. I thought it started off very well.
It almost made me hesitant to finish Alien Earth because I only have I think 2 episodes left.
I think you need to finish it.
Okay.
And then build your opinion because I think you'll see. Maybe you won't. Maybe you might have a totally different view on it than I do.
I'm a passive Alien fan. I'm not as diehard as you are. So maybe.
But I also think that you possess good opinions, and I think you know how to watch something and dissect it well.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Alien guy, so for me to come out and be like Alien Earth is concerning me, that should tell you something, right?
Yeah.
Again, I'm just a guy with an opinion, just one man, but I'm in good. And I say that with a little bit of hesitancy, trepidation, because I'm worried about this little trio that they've got going here. Because I think Deck is a phenomenal character they've built, and you could have cut out the goofy shit, and in this we wouldn't even this conversation would be easy.
Yeah.
It would be easy. It would be theirs. It would be theirs to lose moving forward. Now I'm like, oh Jesus! I'm trying to imagine xenomorphs existing with some of the characters. I think having a movie with Deck having to navigate his way through some xenomorphs sounds great. It sounds great, but I don't want to see this big goofy dog essentially ruining it. I think the xenomorphs should be in this universe, and I think in most, I think they should be viewed as, we've always talked about it, the perfect specimen. They are the ultimate E.T. villain, and I just don't want to see that. I want them to have their place in this.
Yeah, you don't want it watered down.
Right, watered down. I don't want it watered down, right? And by the way, the Yautja are, I guess this is the first movie where the Yautja kind of overcame the human element, right? They've always lost. Always. It's funny because this is supposed to be the ultimate species of the hunting and the technology and just being superior in terms of physicality and what they bring to the table, but they always lose to the people. And so I do like that they kind of changed that a little bit. They were like, okay, well, this is the win. This is their first win, right? But I have trepidation, but I'm going to say good because you're right. I went and saw this in the theater, enjoyed it, really had a good time with it.
Yeah.
Even through some of the lows, which were very low for me, trust me. But I just think that some of the greatness of it was so great, it was hard to walk away thinking, well, this isn't mid, and it's not basement.
Yeah, it's not basement.
But we're not great either because of some of these little things.
Okay. You were going to say something before.
We just like how we're going to have a topic about how we rate our movies, what makes greatness, what makes mid, and so on. I think this is another good touch of how humor has been sprinkled in every genre when it's not necessarily needed. You know, because I've been noticing that a lot too. Like, why the fuck is there's this big joke in this high tense scene?
Yeah, it's not even in this movie, right? Weapons also has the humor.
Well, Weapons was it felt like that's a reaction you would do too, right? If you
yeah, but I mean, I'm more kind of speaking to the thing that Josh didn't like, which was the ending.
Oh no,
it was just because I watched it with my girlfriend, and that sequence when Gladys is getting chased by the kids, she even was like, "This is going on for too long." It was just such a drawn out sequence, and so I can see how that humor kind of brought it down a bit.
No, I was talking about the Josh Brolin one.
Oh, the Josh Brolin is perfect.
That's perfect. See, that's a perfect because that's a perfect reaction you would react to if you had a nightmare. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
you know? Right.
Yeah, agreed. I agree with that.
But I agree with where people in Weapons, how your girlfriend says, this is it's just stupid.
Stupid, yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, I agree. I think you see it everywhere. It's the whole Marvel, Disney effect.
Fucking Marvel and Disney.
Honestly, dude, if we're keeping it a buck, this happened with Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy was a fantastic film, but it started the Marvel humor.
They had to because. Oh no! See, now we're getting off here, but they had to because they were unknown fucking characters. No one gave a shit about Star-Lord and.
No, that's true. But even wasn't just that. Thor was such a fucking who gives a shit character, And then when they did Ragnarok and it infused humor into him, they thought, oh, this is a new version of Thor that we really enjoyed. Not everybody enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look,
you know what I mean?
I see where you guys are going with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think in this case, the Yautja are not really been known as characters that are kind of like in a funny universe. Like it just isn't. And so I think Disney can fuck this up. I really do. And sometimes it's not necessary to always do crossovers. I get it. I think that's kind of was what we were talking about when it comes to the Batman. I think there was some debate about, do we have to cross it over with the rest of the DC universe? Because I don't think we do. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think we could just let Batman be Batman because he's what carries the brand. He is the brand.
Yeah.
So just let him do his own thing. And so with this, I don't. Have you guys, Edgar? Where are you at with Alien Earth? Have you finished it, or are you
I'm gonna finish it too. I stopped until all the episodes were released, so I can.
Which is at this point already. Yep.
I think if you're watching Badlands, if we're watching Predator, if you watch Badlands, we know where this is sort of heading. And again, I don't know if Alien Earth's going to tie into any of it. It doesn't really matter, but it is in the same universe. Yeah. It just is. I think you guys should finish it because you might have a different opinion than me, but I think you'll see. Like,
look, and I could be 100% wrong, but I think I remember hearing the director, and I told Edgar this, that he purposefully set this movie far into the future so that it wouldn't have any kind of links to Alien Earth or even Romulus, because he said that he didn't know what at the time when he was filming this. I think was at the same time that they were doing like Romulus, I think, or when he was doing Prey or something like that. I don't know, but he was like, he didn't know how he would, connect Romulus or Alien Earth to this movie, and that's why he set it so far into the future so that it wouldn't be any kind of distinct links to those films. So I don't. Maybe that helps with Eric's case with the trepidation, but I think if I'm remembering correctly, the director was like, no, this is its own thing. It's set, and that's why it's so set into the future, so that way we won't have to like touch Earth, Alien Earth, or Romulus in case it wasn't gonna work out for whatever reason. Now that it seems like Predator Badlands was successful, they're gonna try to push Alien Earth, maybe push maybe Romulus into this too somehow. I don't know, but as of right now, though, this movie on its own, and I'll go back to what I said in the beginning, I think was great, and I enjoyed it. It was a fun time in the movie theater. I think if you just switch your brain off and you just watch it for what it is, it was fantastic.
Not only that, like, it sounds weird, right? Because it's a Predator movie. It has some good.
It's heartfelt.
Not live lessons, but you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. I know what you mean. It has its charm. It has, like I said, it has heart, and I really appreciated that. And it's impressive that they did this with the Predator character. So I think for me, it's still greatness. I really had a fucking hell of a time, and it's not an original film. Obviously, we've seen these before, but I think it's just refreshing. I think
it's refreshing.
It was very refreshing.
Yeah,
I think it's the best term.
That's the best term.
Real quick. We need to acknowledge this because this was another interesting thing, and this is a Disney thing, I think. They did have a cameo of an alien skull in the ship of the aliens from Independence Day.
Oh, yes.
I don't know.
I remember that, yeah.
We need to acknowledge that. I don't know if that's just a little quick cameo. If it is, fine. I'm good with that. But they've opened a different door here. That
let's not go further.
How far yeah, what can we not go further? Like, that worries me.
You don't want to see Independent or Will Smith.
No, no, I don't. Because look, it's cool from like a cameo perspective. Like, okay, a little thread. I'm good with a little thread. But let's not sew this into a fucking thing here. Come on.
I think it was a little callback to Predator 2.
I'm hoping because
when Danny Glover's character goes into the ship and he sees all these skulls and it was
sort of a
there's a
xenomorph
point.
Yeah.
But that was necessary.
Yeah,
that was necessary.
I agree.
Look, the thing with Predator is, as we all know, one thing that I do like that the Predator films have done to this point, they've all existed in the same timeline, but they've all been independent stories, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how they want to start to kind of bring these together, because they've done a very good job keeping them independent. And so I do think it's time. They did it with this movie by doing a lot of, like you said, it's a fresh take, not an original, but a fresh take. How can we now start to blend some of these older stories in without, going too far and oversaturating it with Arnold Schwarzenegger coming back? Like, come on. Like, Terminator tried doing that. It never worked. Like, I don't think it's going to work now. It shouldn't work.
But has
maybe a small callback. Like, I wouldn't mind if, like, they had a part in the movie where, like, he's like an old dude in a chair and they're talking to him and it's like a 5-minute scene. I don't even think that would be good, but you know what I mean? Like, let's not bring him back.
You don't want a full-fledged, like,
fucking,
he becomes the main character again or some shit.
No. Hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Let Predator be what it is.
Well,
right?
All I know is that the Predator also tried to fucking add their own spin to it with that stupid fucking armor.
What armor?
The armor, the Predator killer armor. Remember that?
Oh,
that was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
So terrible.
Which one was that? Was that the Predator?
Yeah, the Predator with the Predator killer, and people were thinking like it was Dutch that was in that cryo whatever thing, the tomb, and it turned out it was just a suit that can kill Predator. Like, oh, get the fuck out of here, man. That was
dumb.
That was terrible.
that was the worst one of this.
That's my favorite, man. No, just kidding.
Yeah,
come on, no.
that was a terrible.
Yeah, it was.
They're lucky that didn't ruin it. This is what I mean. Like, they got away with it because they're all independent stories. Then they got away with it.
They did.
So,
but you would think that movie was gonna be like the final nail in the coffin. Like the Predator was not.
It wasn't.
Great.
Prey saved it, dude. Prey brought it back.
Yep.
Prey brought it back, dude. That was a great one. I think that's my number 2.
Yeah,
for sure.
Fantastic.
I think I'd go Predator, Prey, and then I would probably say Badlands. Although I did think the Predators film was good.
Predators was good. Yeah.
It was good. I don't know if it was better than Prey though. And then this one was such a fresh take, and it opens so many doors. It's hard to kind of like, okay, is it was it that great? I don't know.
What were you gonna say?
Shit, I forgot. Never mind.
Look, you would think that after the Predator, it was gonna be done. But yeah, Eric was right. Like, Prey just brought it back, and to think that movie was not supposed to be made. That was locked in the vault for like ever. Like, they weren't going to do that, and then they kind of dusted off the the script and looked at it and was like, oh, let's do this. Let's do Prey.
They called it Prey because they didn't want it to associate.
Yeah, they didn't want no association with Predator because they didn't want it to taint the IP any further in case it was terrible. But
look
it was
at
fucking great.
It was not.
It was fantastic.
One of the greatest pivots in movie sequels, even changing the name. What a pivot. What a pivot.
If they ever do another like side movie before they do a sequel to Badlands, I would love to see Predator in like feudal Japan or some shit.
That would be cool.
A samurai like Predator or some shit like that. That'd be fucking great. I'm just saying, even if it's like animated or something.
Yeah, you've got a lot of doors you can go to here, but let's one movie at a time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do we have anything else before we wrap this up?
Just a quick question: who would win in a fight, Deck or the original Predator?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Yeah. Hand to hand, no tools, just hand to hand.
Oh, hand to hand.
Just pure strength.
Man,
we gotta. I'm going Deck. I'm sorry.
I think I'm gonna pick Deck too because he was a little bit. He adapted like Dutch did. He adapted. But that original Predator, he would have been. He's there. He's the toughest Predator that I think we've seen.
Yep.
Right. Aside from Deck, I think we're gonna go with Deck.
Deck. Same.
You're going Deck. We're all going Deck. That's gonna be it. Like we said at the top of the show, thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it. Please leave us a review as always. Follow us on all our handles. Show Us Your Basement. This has been Show Us Your Basement. This is Eric, our host. And then me, Alberto, Edgar, Josh is not here to join us, unfortunately.
Josh will be back.
Josh will be back. He'll return, and we can't wait to have him talk about Predator Badlands. And that's gonna do it for us. Eric, go ahead and sign us off, man.
Go Birds, baby.
Go
8-2, going to the number 1 seed. Let's go.
We're in the driver's seat.